Hello everybody, it's Rosie and welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about no buy and low buy rules for 2025. So if you have not already, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's get into it. In the past few years, I have definitely taken part in a lot of overconsumption. I think being online, a lot of the content that gets views are hauls and what's in my bags and here's my shower routine. And you see all of these influencers that have drawers and drawers full of makeup and shelves of like Tree Hut body scrubs and whatever it might be. And I definitely like felt a need to be a part of that to a certain extent. And I want to start backing away from that and just like genuinely, if we're being so for real, just buying and spending like a normal person. Like, I don't need the next newest thing. And up until like 2 or 3 years ago, it was never even a thought that crossed my mind to like go out and buy something the day that it released. So let's get into the rules and the haul so I can show you guys what I am working with. My first no buy rule is that I cannot buy any more craft supplies. And this one hurts my soul a little bit because I love to go into Joann Fabrics and just like buy 18 balls of yarn. Okay, it's my favorite pastime, and I knit, I make hats. I have so much yarn. Okay, are we ready for the quantity of yarn? This full of yarn, this also full of yarn, this one is full of yarn, and this is only the yarn that I have in my apartment. There is probably another one of the plastic tubs, if not a little bit more, at my parents' house. I keep buying yarn, and I have yarn that like I haven't used. Like, I'm pretty sure I acquired this at age 10. I've had this for 12 years and never once used it. Like, I need to use the yarn that I have, and that is gonna go for all other craft supplies as well. This is only 2. I have 17 more bolts in my back room. I'll put a picture up because I wasn't about to carry that out. And then I also have a whole bin full of more. So in total, I probably have the equivalent of about 22 bolts of fabric. I have completed approximately 5 sewing projects. I'm currently actually working on a quilted vest that's under my coffee table right now. I had to move everything so I could film. I will say, okay, in my defense, I do have 17 bolts of fabric because Walmart was getting rid of all of their fabric and they were charging 1 cent a yard. So I bought $4 worth of fabric. $4 worth of fabric at 1 cent a yard. I girl math. That's saving money, but now I can't buy any more fabric because I already have a lot of it. I also have a million paints. I have so many paints. I have a whole box full of paints. Okay, like I don't need to go out and buy new colors. I love craft supplies, and that's really the one thing that I struggle with when it comes to like impulse purchases. Like I will always just like, if it speaks to me, I'm gonna buy it because I'm like, oh, I'm feeding into my creativity, but I already have it at home. Okay, the only exception to this is like if I'm doing a sewing project and I need like a zipper or something, because I don't own any zippers. I don't know how to sew zippers, so if I need like a zipper or something, I can go out and buy a zipper, but like I can't buy more fabric, I can't buy more yarn. Like if I don't have what I need and it's like the big part of the project, it's not worth buying. I also own 2 sewing machines, guys. I have one from Aldi, and then I found another one at a yard sale like in the box still. It's like a Singer sewing machine for like 10 bucks, so I bought it. We're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna save so much money in 2025 if I'm not buying craft supplies, because if I had to guess, in 2024, I probably spent $400 in craft supplies between yarn and fabric and my sewing machine, and yes, so we're not going to talk about it. Our next no buy rule is no more makeup products. Again, very few exceptions to this. Like, I only have 1 foundation, I only have 1 thing of powder, but like the color products, I don't need more color products. These are my eyeshadow palettes. We have a Morphe palette that I got at TJ Maxx. She's gorgeous. As you can see, I've basically touched none of the colors. Okay, I have this Juvia's Place palette, and again, I have barely touched anything in there. I wore it in not my last video, but the video before I did like a little makeup look with the Juvia's Place palette. Again, I have this whole Estee Lauder palette, and it even extends out. There are blushes and lipsticks in this. I've touched like maybe 3 colors in this entire palette. And then we have this one palette that I bought at a Marshalls. I want to say Marshalls. It could have been a TJ Maxx 3 years ago. And if I'm being honest, it's the only palette I use. Like, I'm working down some of the colors in there. I don't wear a full face of makeup enough to need 4 eyeshadow palettes. I need to stop buying them. Which again, this has been accumulated over the course of like 5 years, because I've had that Estee Lauder palette since high school, and I think I got that Juvia's Place palette in like 2021, 2022, because I had a coupon. So it's not like, if you look at it over the course of time, it's like 1 a year, 1 every other year. But the fact that I haven't been using them consistently is why we need to reevaluate. Then for lip products, we have this whole bag. This is not all of them. I have random lip glosses scattered around my office, my car, in my coat pockets. This is just what I took off my vanity. And as you can see, they're all pretty similarly colored. I don't need to go out buying more lip products either. So if it's a basic that I need, like foundation, I'm gonna buy some foundation. But I don't need any more lip products. I don't need any more eyeshadow palettes. We're gonna save our money. We're not gonna buy any more lippies, even though I love them so much. Now, in the same vein as makeup products, we're not gonna do any more like body care products, okay? I've had the same body scrub in my shower since like August, and I have not even used half of it, okay? I don't exfoliate that often because I have to emotionally prepare for it, and I usually don't, okay? Getting in the shower by itself, emotionally taxing. I don't need more. I don't need more body products like that. I don't need more nail polishes. I have a whole shelf of them. I have a whole shelf of nail polish. I'm not allowed to buy any more nail polish in 2025. I have this whole stack of face masks, as well as this Aztec clay one that I have not opened. Yeah, I've had some of these for like over a year. I need to check if they're expired, because I'm like, I'm gonna do a self-care night, and then I don't because I fall asleep because I'm tired. Additionally, I can't buy any more lotion. Some of these I acquired for like either as gifts or part of like a campaign that I needed to post about. But I have 2 Trader Joe's body butters, a Bath & Body Works like aromatherapy one. I have 2 Bath & Body Works like scented ones, and then I have this Fenty lotion, and that's not even including my bottle of Vaseline lotion, like the cocoa butter lotion. No more of that until I use all of this, because I didn't even realize how many I had until I started like logging everything for the sake of this video. Now, this is the big one. I cannot buy any more Bath & Body Works products. I have a lot. I also, in addition to this, have like 3 mini sprays. I have about 8 wallflowers that I'm sitting on right now, and 4 candles, with the exception of this one specifically. This is the Bridgerton Diamond of the Season. I have not paid full price for any of these. Most of these were bought at like the $4.95, $5.95 sale, but let's count. I've also, most of these have been acquired since 2023, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's like $150 worth of Bath & Body Works sprays. I don't need any more. I don't need any more than that. My mom always says that like when she comes to visit me, she doesn't worry about like bringing any sort of perfume because she knows that I have too many. I also have these 2 little bottles of perfume from Primark as well. So like I don't need to buy any more scented body care, but Bath & Body Works gets me like every single time without fail. So there is that. And then for a rule that I am not quite sure if I'm going to implement or not, no brand new clothing. I'm kind of leaning away from this one. I feel like I don't buy new clothing often, and when I do, it's in batches. Like on Black Friday, I went pretty haywire. When I was going to Europe, I bought a bunch of new stuff, but it was like, usually when I go out and buy something, it's for like a specific need. Like I didn't have any like neutral shirts. Like all of my shirts were like bright orange and said SUNY Global School on them. I didn't want to wear that to Europe. That would be embarrassing. I mean, like I haven't purchased any brand new clothing so far this year. I know that we're only 3 weeks in, so I know that it's not that much of a feat, but I don't know. We're gonna do minimal. I'm not gonna make a point to like not buy clothing, but I also like feel like I don't anyway. Like I'm not gonna go through a clearance rack, I guess, if I see one. Like I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna buy what I need and then I'm gonna leave. Like that's what we're practicing. We're gonna practice mindful shopping when it comes to clothing, okay? And then I figured we would talk about some like tips and habits that I'm gonna try to implement, and maybe for you to implement as well if it's something that I already do. So the college that I work at has a food pantry, and it's open to faculty, staff, community members, as well as students. And I go in like once a month and I'll get stuff, but I'm hoping if I make a habit of going like once a week instead, and then I can see like what my needs are and if they can be met there before I go to the store and I buy anything. For example, I went in, I want to say last Wednesday, and I was able to get a dozen eggs. And I know in the grand scheme of things, that's like $3, $4, but like still, like that's money that I don't have to spend. They had Nut Pods coffee creamer, so I picked up a container of that. Now I don't have to go buy a coffee creamer at Trader Joe's. They had a whole bag of potatoes. I was like, oh, that's wonderful, because I love a baked potato. Like just little things that I can maybe incorporate here or there. They often have a lot of canned fruit. They had whole chickens last week as well. So like that's money that I can save elsewhere. And then on top of that, making a list and like sticking to it, or using grocery pickup. I've never used grocery pickup before, but I think it would be good for me because I love an impulse buy. I love to go into Aldi and I love to go right down the aisle of shame, and then I end up leaving with something that I don't really need. So I just wanted to do some honorable mentions. I have not purchased like disposable period products in 4.5 years now. I have a few different menstrual cups that I've tried out and ones that I like. So I have a June cup and I really like that. And the thing about the June cup is that they're only like $6 and you have to pay a few dollars for shipping, but like it has held up. I've had it for about 3 years now. In addition to that, I have a honey pot, which I got at Target, and I really, really like that one because it's really, really soft, so I don't necessarily feel it. And then I got a pack of 2 off of Amazon on Prime Day like a few years ago, and it's the Shordy Cup. I'll link them all down below, but I genuinely do like them a lot. I haven't had any issues with like leaking and spilling. And then I also have some period underwear from the brand Joyja. I made a few purchases of those in like 2020 and 2021, and I haven't looked back since. So instead of spending 25 bucks on menstrual products like every few months, now I'm spending that once in the past 5 years, which is really great. Now, thrift stores as well. I love my local Goodwill, okay? Not all Goodwills are my Goodwill. My Goodwill is a Goodwill of the Finger Lakes, which is its own like entity. Everything is cheap. Like they have little signs up for like the whole rack. Like they don't individually price everything out like some Goodwills. Like, you know, when you're going through and you're like, oh, that's cute, and then it's $27. No. The whole rack is like $4 to $6. It's great. And then last but not least, a library. If you don't have a library card, go get a library card. I cannot stress this enough. I got my first library card, I think probably at age like 4. Of course, like my mom got it for me, but I still have like the physical card to this day. And libraries they're such great local resources. A lot of the time they'll do programming as well. Book groups for adults. They do a lot of events geared toward children. Maybe they're not involved in sports after school. Let's give them something to do, which is amazing. But you can go in and like read books and check out movies, and even to a certain extent now libraries, you can check out board games, crafting materials, and also Like, you can check out a Nintendo Switch game. Like, that's amazing. I'll go into the library and I'm like, oh, cool, like, great, they have this book that I've been wanting to read. I can check it out and read it. If your library doesn't have the book that you want, you can always request it on interlibrary loan. I think that we forget about libraries, like, once we graduate from school. Like, you know, you go to grade school, K through 12, you have access to this great library with all of these books. Then you graduate and you're like, oh, well, no more libraries. No, most towns have one. And if your town doesn't have one, the town next door probably does. Libraries are these whole systems. They're absolutely amazing. My library back in Missouri, the Daniel Boone Memorial Library, had services for you to like get your passport. They had financial services if you needed help with your taxes. They had a whole section of books in Spanish for people that didn't necessarily read in English very well. Like, there are just all of these resources. I'm not saying that there's anything against going out and buying a book for $20. Like, if you love that book, go buy that book. But like, why spend the money on it if you haven't even read it? Like, what if you don't like it? Then you just have this book. Go to the library, read the library, and if it's something that really speaks to you, then go ahead and buy it. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know. I love my library so much. But all of that being said, if you guys are looking to do a no buy, low buy year, or just save money where you can like I am, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below where you are looking to save some money this year. But like I said, like this video, subscribe to my channel. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye!